What's going on, guys? Welcome. Today we have a great fragrance for you. I'm just assuming it's going to be great because this house really doesn't miss. We got another potential banger from the house of Bentley. Strap up. We're going for this ride. All right. Welcome to the Scent Bubble. I'm your host for the afternoon. Let's just get straight to the brass tacks. This is from the house of Bentley, and this is Bentley Infinite Rush. I think there's only like one or two popular Bentley fragrances left that we haven't reviewed from this line. I really soon am going to have to do a comprehensive buyer's guide for like a power ranking for the house of Bentley, because we've pretty much gone through the entire line at this point, and tell you guys what's bottle worthy, what I think's average. But for the most part, this house really doesn't miss. What can I say about Bentley? Bentley is not for kids. It is for kids in transition into becoming men. It is for established men, and it is for professional men. All Bentley fragrances, whether you like them or not, have a degree of sophistication, a degree of masculine class, and then from there, they kind of disperse off into different territories. Herbal, earthy, fougere, sporty, fruity, professional, work and play, smoky. They really have it all. And I just appreciate that, because at the price point that they sit at, for about $30-ish for most fragrances, I've seen them fluctuate between about $25 and $50, but most of them sit around the sweet spot of $30. So for a designer fragrance to be $30 and to smell the degree to which they smell, they're very expensive smelling. Even one or two of the fragrances I don't like still smell expensive. It's just a preference thing. So I can say overall that Bentley is just easily a staple house that you could almost build your entire foundational collection from, because they just have so many different pockets of DNA. They're all very well made, and they smell, at bare minimum, high quality designer. Some of them even smell a bit niche, in my opinion. And what a lot of people don't understand is when it comes to like car brands and kind of lower end designer houses, a lot of times from their direct website, these bottles retail anywhere between, $100 to $200 oftentimes, but due to popularity and whatnot, they wind up falling through the cracks and they hit discounters. So I imagine that the Bentley line was priced much higher, or even if you go to their website, you're going to spend a lot more money on them. Similar to Lalique, a lot of the fragrances that we find for $20, $30 are actually listed for, $100, $200 on their main website. But to be listed at the $20 to $30 price point on discounters is nothing short of a miracle. And I don't know if that will always be the case. So if you're interested in Bentley at all, or you believe in the things that I say about fragrance, after today, if I think it's a go, you should definitely pick this fragrance up. Okay, let's get some initial thoughts from Infinite Rush. And I think I have just enough juice left. Oh no, I got plenty of juice in this. Shout outs to Scent Decant. You can get 1 to 2 mLs of the fragrance, and you still get the atomizer on it. You guys know how it is. A lot of times you get 1 or 2 ml. It doesn't come with a sprayer on it, so now you got to get 5 ml and waste more money on the tester juice when you might not even like the fragrance. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, so we have like aromatic herbal woods. That's what I'm getting in my initial thoughts of this fragrance. Very woody, almost either slightly smoky or slightly spicy, like a warm / aromatic spice. Very smooth and subdued, but it is behind the woods. I get kind of almost like a woods, spicy, slight metallic, slight citrus, earthy, Mostly a woody fragrance with some like bergamonte top and some smoky, spicy, musky base. So this smells very much kind of in line with maybe something like a Silver Mountain Water-esque, a little bit more soft, spicy, more woody for sure. It's got this very classy, masculine, woodsy girth to it. Let's go ahead and switch over screens here and see what we're dealing with. Okay, so top notes, pink pepper. There's that warm, spicy. You guys know I love to see pink pepper, white pepper, Szechuan pepper. Just feel it renders a lot smoother in a fragrance than just black pepper. We have mandarin orange, rosemary. Rosemary's nice here. I get that. I get kind of a greenness, a real earthy greenness to the wood. Vetiver, not in the base, but in the mid. Cedar and elemi, that's a resin, I believe. And then in the base, woods, moss, amber, and white musk. I love that as a base. Classic masculine, not classic fougere, but just classical masculine, about his business, suit and tie, briefcase, type of man. I love that as a base. A lot of times I feel like vetiver and oak moss are oftentimes these very different dimensions of earthy accords that you can't quite get with woods or with greenery or with herbals and things like that. Vetiver and oak moss, so far in my experience with fragrance, has been this complicator or sophisticator of fragrance. So it's interesting. You normally see vetiver in the base. It's in the heart. So it's got some good sophistication in the mid, some great sophistication in the base, and then there's just wood all over this thing. Cedar, woodsy notes. I think the amber's contributing kind of to the warm spiciness. Definitely has a little bit of musk. Definitely even a little bit resinous. Like it's almost got this ambery, slightly resinous soaked tinge to the woodiness of the cedar. Man, these are all super complementary. I really feel this like unified sense of vetiver, cedar, elemi, amber, oak moss, woodsy, musk. Like I can see them all married together perfectly here, like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And then just splash of pink pepper, little touch of orange for this kind of feel of a slight citrus sweetness. Overall, I think the sweetness meter on a fragrance like this is only about a 3 or a 4. So a fairly dry fragrance from that standpoint. But where it lacks in sweetness, it makes up for it in kind of a sweet green. That rosemary really pops with the orange, so that even though it's not necessarily sweet, it's more like natural, naturesque sweet, like it's a pleasant, sweet aroma. And then that's just sitting on this backdrop of woods, moss, amber, musk. I'm for this, guys. Very much for this fragrance. It's nice. I'm curious to see on skin, while I'm kind of blabbing to you guys, how this kind of translates on the arm. Because I don't know if this will have the best performance. I want to say it's probably moderate. Let me see what the votes have said. It's moderate. It looks like you might get six hours solid, and then after that is a coin flip, because it is a lighter fragrance, even though it is quite woody. It's a very outdoorsy, elemental type of fragrance. But who is this for? Honestly, I think it could easily go 25 and up. If you're in your super early 20s, but you're working in an office or a call center, or you're suited up, or a collared shirt or anything like that. Even like maybe you're a golf caddy, or you work at a golf course or something like that as a young guy, wearing something like this would be amazing. Any occupation outdoors, construction, golf, again, just anything outdoors, sporty. This is a nice sporty fragrance that has a little more classiness to it than your traditional, like kind of aquatic, apple-y type fragrances. You know what I'm talking about. But this is just nice. It's woodsy, it's outdoorsy, it's fresh, it's a little bit citric, and it's a little bit green. What could you not like about that? There's a very beautiful top open freshness to this, where typically if it didn't have that fresh orange rosemary top, it would just feel like an old man. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of just like a fresh wood fragrance. But the orange and rosemary just kind of commercializes this to be more ageless. 25 and up for sure, or young man getting chest hair from 20 and up. Occasions, job specific. I think it's any season, any reason. There's a freshness, there's an outdoorsness to it, so I think it would shine in warmer climates, spring, summer for sure, sun out. In the winter though, who wouldn't want to smell like cedar, amber, oak moss, vetiver, orange, and rosemary? It could still play. It just might not. It'll take on a different form. Sprays on this, I think you guys got to go north of 6. I think 6 is going to be the starting point for a fragrance like this. We'll give it a sissy sprayer 6, and then you might even have to work your way up to 10, especially if you're going to be outdoors at all. Yeah, it could be classy casual, upscale casual, semi-formal, but not date night, not nightlife. Unless maybe, like, say you're going on a really nice dinner, there's going to be a fireplace involved, or like a walk through an outdoors or something. This could go really nice, but there's nothing very seductive about it. This is just kind of screams, I'm a classy and or wealthy and or sophisticated man's man. You know, there's no kind of feminine quality allure to it, like a powder or a soft floral or a sweet or a holiday spicy sweet or cognac or something, sensual. It's definitely man's man type of fragrance, but it's kind of like the fragrance that maybe this was the signature fragrance of a young girl's, dad that she grows up around, and it always reminds her of her dad when she was young. He was in his 40s doing his thing, killing it, or in his 30s. And, but again, it has a youthfulness to it for this style of DNA of woodsy, outdoor, nature-esque, classy man. It has a commercialness to it with that orange and rosemary, really makes it more of an ageless DNA in that realm. So I really appreciate it for that. Yeah, what else do I need to tell you about this fragrance? I think it's absolutely worth grabbing. Absolutely blind buy worthy as well. The only caveat I would say is I think, the performance isn't going to be stellar, but it's going to be kind of standard. You know what I'm saying? You might have to reapply, or you might have to heavy spray with a fragrance like this, but it smells awesome. I'm going to be honest with you guys. A fragrance like this, I would probably give it a 9 out of 10 for its category. That classy modern man, it gets a 9 out of 10. It lacks in super blow your socks off signature, but that's probably, and maybe a little bit of performance. So for that, maybe if I'm not a decimal guy, okay? So if I was giving it a decimal, I might call it an 8.5, but I'm going to round up, give it a 9. Blind buy worthy. Classy, but modern classy fragrance, very sophisticated. I think ageless in its category. If you're a young guy that likes to dress up and be taken professionally, this is office safe to the T. A very nice fragrance, very impressed. I think the saving grace for this fragrance is a couple of different key nuances. Vetiver for sophistication, a secondary layer of sophistication with oak moss, and then they just use the usual. It's kind of got this left field element, like some attention grabbers with the pink pepper and the elemi resin and the musk. But then the commercial glue of all of it is the orange, the mandarin orange, and the rosemary, just giving it a beautiful, more agelessness to it, and a freshness, a slight sweet tinge to what would typically be like a not sweet at all fragrance. It gave it a little bit of splash and spazazz. That amber really warms up on skin. I like it on skin, guys. It's really nice. That oak moss really has some serious push on this fragrance, even more than the woods, surprisingly. But anyways, guys, let me know if you have this fragrance or not. I definitely think it's a banger. 8.5 if you're a stickler, 9 to me because I round up. This was Bentley Infinite Rush. And I want to know if you guys have put this on, if you put your nose to it at all. If you're interested in the Bentley fragrances in general, I think this might sit at least in the top 4, top 5 best fragrances out of the line easily. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a blessed week. Sound off in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell, because if you know anything about this channel, you know we feed the audience. This channel is all about you. So if you're into fragrance content at all, this is where you can mass consume fragrance content that's accurate, honest, and not affiliated with anybody. All right. Salute, guys. Y'all be blessed. Take care.